Hi, it's Benson. I'm back, and this time I'm joined by Anthony from the Aga Khan University and Gilbert from the Newbert Group. Guys, welcome to the set.
Thank you so much, Benson. It's amazing. I'm very excited to be here. Nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you as well.
Yeah.
Gilbert?
Thanks, Benson. This is a great setup you have here, and you've been doing an amazing job.
Thanks a lot, guys. Honestly.
Thank you.
Please give yourself some justice by introducing yourselves properly.
So my name is Anthony Kagiri. I'm the regional lead for strategic communications for Aga Khan University in East Africa.
And I'm Gilbert Manirakiza. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at the Newmark Group, which is a strategic communication firm, as well as an event management firm that covers pretty much the whole of Africa, as well as some scalability outside of Africa as well. Glad to be here.
What went better than expected? We are literally on the last half of day 3. Yes. Kagiri, let's start with you. What better than expected?
A number of things did, but it's for sure. I think midstream, our goal was 2,000 people. Yeah. Midstream, it looked like maybe if we hit 1,500, we will have really gotten it. Mm-hmm. Then shock on us, we've got over 2,500, I think, on campus. Ooh. And close to 1,000 virtually. So you almost did 50% more than you had thought? Mm-hmm. Double actually in terms, the way you do budget, you amend again, expected, That for me was huge. The next thing, maybe the second thing, is the appeal. The appeal. So you think it's a science conference, it's healthcare, it's health, it's global systems, global health, policy, and you think it would be boring. But if you look online, the tons of material people are bringing out, simplifying it, and the energy and excitement, for me, is more than I had thought we would get. So those two maybe.
I like those.
Yeah.
How about you?
I would say that the outputs have been out of this world. Mm-hmm. Even just when you look at the outcome of our communications, which is the awareness that has then pushed forward all the registrations and sponsorship and so forth, that has been amazing. But also now when you look at just the sheer number of people, as mentioned, who ended up signing up to join the event and to attend, it's really something you can't expect. Doubling the numbers, especially at a time when the world is experiencing a global crisis, because you have to realize that the people who have traveled from outside have gone through a lot of headache to get here, and a lot of expense to get here. So at some point we were thinking if we hit 800 at some point, we would be lucky because people were saying, we can transit through Dubai, it's a big aviation hub. Yeah. But let me tell you, we kept going, we kept giving a lot of really great information, and we've seen that engagement translating into people saying, you know what, I have to be in Nairobi. I have to attend my session. And, when you look at the numbers, they're pretty telling. 80 plus sessions, the number of speakers I think is over 600, all of them having showed up. It's really been amazing.
Okay, Kagiri, this is for you. Strategic comms wise, what does this mean for Aga Khan University?
Every time somebody asks me what I do, I say, I'm in the business of reputation. And I eat branding. Branding for me is everything. So look at it and think that Aga Khan University has mobilized 3,000 people.
Yeah. Not
just, anyone, but we had health ministers, we had CEOs of organizations, we have top academicians.
Yes.
This for Aga Khan University is the biggest meeting we've put together as a university. I don't think anywhere else we have done this. And doing it as a young university, because universities around the world are hundreds of years old. Aga Khan University globally is just slightly over 40 years. In East Africa, we are slightly over 20 years. So from who we are, our heritage and the impact we have had is huge. And you're looking at ministers committing to bring change in their countries across Africa, and we are right at the middle of it. So for us, it's huge. And again, I think Gilbert and I have had this conversation saying, comms and reputation is not just a feel-good thing. It is when you connect what you're communicating with real impact on the ground. And you're able to translate conversations into actual impact on the ground for a continent. That is huge for AKU.
I think it's really big for us.
Yes.
Gilbert, your last question, which you're also going to share with Kagiri, is if we were to do this again, what would you do differently?
If we were to do this again, we would do a couple of things differently. The first one is, we would calibrate the planning according to the number of people that are coming. Because you see, when you triple the number of people that you expect, there are a few things that are likely to be out of the scope of what you can handle, especially given that a lot of the numbers came in at the very last minute. So I would say that we would have probably communicated more emphatically for people to travel into Kenya a bit earlier, to do some of their logistics a bit earlier. But other than that, I think we have done superbly well. Particularly in terms of communications. And let me just mention something else, and this touches on the previous question that you asked. I look at communication as the main tool for influence. And the way I define influence is that it is the ability to shape people's emotions, experiences, thoughts, actions, and decisions. And what AKU has been doing with the comms around this event, and together with ourselves at the Newmark Group, is really to build what I call an influence platform that then shape how fast Africa accelerates towards healthcare sovereignty. So the way I would probably slightly tweak from that context of influence, I would probably even start 2 years later if it were to be possible. Because you have to realize that Africa's ambition is massive when it comes to healthcare. And this event is not an ordinary event.
It's not.
It's a platform event that, in my view, is going to really catalyze a lot of things. So I believe that comms is the centerpiece of doing all those things. So the more time we would have had to do comms, not just comms for the event, because you have to look at comms in a broader sense. We're really catalyzing things by informing people, by fostering connections. And therefore, I would have really been more ambitious about, how long, we do some of these things for. Not to criticize what we've done. I think we've done an amazing job, together with Kagiri and his team and all that. But I'm saying that the ambition Africa has, and what I'm seeing here, talked about energy. Dude, Africa is decided. Africa is so ambitious from what I see that we just have to double and triple everything that we are doing. That's the simple truth.
Okay. Kagiri?
I think maybe something that I would mention before I say what we do different is that one other output, we're talking about people who came. But you would be pleased to know that we had over 100 journalists come.
Wow.
That, for me, is huge. So imagine the power of the multiplier effect of the message that will go out. So that is huge. Number two is the power of partnerships. So what worked is the fact that AKU is the convener, the host. But we had convening partners. We had WHO, we had Africa CDC, and the Ministry of Health. And working together, there was so much collaboration, collegiality, and the fact that we were able to draw on each other's strength. So if you put those three convening partners together, Ayakan University, then you bring in Newmark, our event and comms partner. Those, 6 partners, managing that was such a joy for me. Such a joy for me from a comms perspective. What would I do more? I think I would do the same thing. First, I would believe more in us. Because at some point, I think I got a bit worried and scared. I would believe more in us. I think it goes back to the power of Africa and believing in Africans that we can do this. So I would believe more in us. And maybe number 2, I would add the number of people doing this. I think at some point the energies we had were depleted because there was too much to do. Because we planned, because of this whole global issues happening, we planned and realized, we will not maybe get 2,000. So we did not plan to expand our capacity. But because of the power of comms and the power of the meeting, we had more people, and I think our people were stretched, so I'll do something differently. Something else, and maybe touches on the Graduate School of Media and Communication, I would have had students of communications shadow us and see what it means to do these things. And I was saying to Gilbert, the way you are in class, and you're taught about strategic comms, planning, and crisis comms. And then you come on the ground, and the things you are taught in class are great, but you need to think faster and beyond those things.
Yeah.
So I wish we had strategic comms students with us here, shadowing us to see what it means to translate what we teach them in class to here. And we are